What is up, everyone? Pastor Jams here, back with the continuation of the end of the year lists. And today we have the 10 worst albums of 2021. And like I said, this is just my opinion. I don't really look for bad music. Bad music just, it just happens to come along the way. And yeah, this is 10 of the worst albums. Surprisingly, not really a lot of bad music came out this year. Not from what I really actually heard. And yeah, this is just like, some of the stinkers that I found along the way. I mean, all due respect to these artists, there's always bumps in the road. But I'm pretty sure they could come back from it. Maybe they could build on top more, or just bounce back from this minor bump in the road. Anyways, let's get on with the list. At number 10, we have Cinema by the Marias. Really unnecessary filler tracks in this whole thing. Uh, just things that don't work, things that are not original. Straight down, just bland. 4 out of 10 that I gave it. Number 9, we got If I Could Make It Go Quiet, Girl in Red. Her debut album. I was excited because I thought her tracks that she released, I believe in 2018, Falling in Love in October, was pretty good. One of the lead up singles to this album was good, but throughout the whole album, it's just I'm confused, honestly. It's sexual in a way, but not in the sense of like she's being very confident in herself, but negates other people's opinions or lifestyles. She's not really welcoming to that sort of thing, and I'm very confused why, or why that's even an issue at hand. But yeah, 4 out of 10. At number 8, we got A Whole Lot of Red by Playboi Carti. So I know this came out in 2020, but it came out on Christmas on 2020. I usually do like a cutoff date, so it was December. After anything after December 12th of last year is now considered 2021. And honestly, for me, throughout the year, this was going to be the worst album of the year. But finding itself here now at the number 8 spot, I kind of understand more of the concept of the album. However, take that with a grain of salt because it still made the list. But I don't think it's a 1.5 anymore. I certainly think it's higher. Maybe I'll do a re-review. Opinions change, but my opinions don't really change that much. But listening to the album more throughout the year, I kind of understand now the whole vibe and energy from it. I just wish there weren't so many filler tracks and just cut the fat from the album. You might have had a decent to good album here. But yeah, finding itself at the number 8 spot. Sorry, all you Cardi fans. At number 7, though, we got Clouds by NF. I I mean, dude, the guy is really corny, really strange choice of lyricism, just contradicting himself. Tracks that are so boring that he's talking about, oh, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go to the gas station. I don't know what I want. Do I want chips or candy? Oh, somebody just broke in. Oh, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Like, dude, like it's so boring and bland. Straight 4 out of 10. Get it out of here. Number 6, we got Long Term Effects of Suffering by Suicide Boys. Really disappointing. I really admire their music and was excited that they were coming out with this. But Scrim and Ruby just come off trying to invent the wheel essentially in this album, and it doesn't have to be that way. I understand artists want to do different things and explore different sounds, but Scrim's vocals, and when he's like trying to sing, do this sort of R&B infused style sound, I'm not, it's not working. Kind of, there's moments where you can venture out and explore and try implementing a new sound that your fans are not really necessarily used to hearing from you, but sometimes it's better to just stick with what you know. And I think they're really gonna bounce back in their next project from this. I think it was a 3 out of 10. And coming down to the number 5 spot, we got Trust Fund Babies by Lil Wayne and Rich the Kid, the collab project between the two. Lil Wayne, of course, carries the whole project. Rich the Kid just kind of in Lil Wayne's shadow. Just Trust Fund Baby, I'm not really understanding the whole concept of the album either. Some of the most vulgar and derogatory lyrics towards women, not even mentioning that stuff. Um, but just the whole album, for the most part, Lil Wayne just carries the whole thing. Rich the Kid does not even need to be on there. Some minor production choices that are really just not original. 3 out of 10. Culture 3 by the Migos. Yeah, not really something we needed. Felt like they just made this in 2 weeks, slapped Culture 3 on it, and shipped it out. So super long and unnecessary. Tracks that are just not needed. The amount of times that COVID is mentioned in this album. Features that weren't really working together chemistry wise. Some mastering issues that made the album just feel like I said, they just slapped it on here and hoped the fans would eat it up. Not to mention the deluxe edition of making it like even longer. It's just so unnecessary, really boring. 1 point for each Migo, giving it a 3 out of 10. um okay, now we're coming down to the worst 3 albums of 2021. At number 3, we got Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Okay, listen, I'm sorry, but I can't handle 10 tracks of the same thing, of the same guy, that he's an asshole and he's a douchebag. I get it, okay. You hit a bump in the road, the relationship didn't work, but she's just talking about the same thing for 10 tracks. The last track, I don't even know what it was about. Like, I think it was not even relating to the album. Uh, that's why I'm saying that, like, at the end of all that, you're gonna put a track that doesn't even relate to your album. Why? But yeah, the Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, there was a good concept here. Kind of implementing like Taylor Swift themes and thing like that nature. People go through relationship issues. People break up. Yes, I get it, and it's very powerful to write music like that. But if it's the same exact message for 10 tracks, it gets really boring and stale. And I really admire that there was 2 tracks on here that where she really strived to be above and beyond, which was Deja Vu and I believe it was the first track. Uh, that were kind of like implements like this garage style sound that I wish she kind of maybe venture out more. And I mean, I look forward to her next project and see if she could bounce back from this one. But 2 out of 10. Number 2, we got Certified Lover Boy by Drake. Yeah, a really shitty album cover that doesn't pertain to the score, but I mean, just really a disappointment. I mean, how much longer can this guy go on and the fans just eat it up? Radio hits, really unnecessary tracks that are just boring and repeating itself, really unoriginal work that he keeps pushing out every single project, and people just eat it up. I don't know why. Seriously, some of the worst music I've heard this year. 2 out of 10. I believe in my video, I'm just drained from this album, and the fact that people saying that it's album of the year, no, it's not. And at the number 1 spot, the number 1 album that I tell you to stay away from this year is Khaled Khaled by DJ Khaled. Oh my goodness. Where do I even begin? The amount of features on this thing. Yes, I know he's a producer. Yes, I know that's what he does. But why implement features that don't work well together? Not even that, but even some of their mastering throughout the whole thing sounds like you could even care less about how this project turned out. I'm surprised I gave this a 2 out of 10. I wish I could go lower, but I think that there's 1 or 2 tracks on here that kind of work together and that are great, but when it's just filled with endless BS and filler, just repetitiveness, it's too much to it's too much to bear, too much to handle. It's not even it's not even enjoyable at that point to listen to that 1 or 2 track that did work, or something like that. It's just so annoying with the tags that in the beginning of every song, the yelling and the screaming. It's so annoying. in your ear. The ego of this guy. It's just shocking to me. It's worse than Kanye West, honestly, and it's just I don't even know if I'm going to review his next project. The way that he just carries himself and in his work, thinking that it's the best out there, and it's not. Whoa. This was the worst album of the year, Khaled Khaled by Khaled Khaled by DJ Khaled. What a tongue twister, right? 2 out of 10. Worst album of the year. Just get it out of here. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Like I said, this is just my opinion, and we're...
This is for Olivia!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh! I deserved all of that. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video. This is just my opinion, and I'll see you all for the next list segment, which is the best of 2021 what had to offer. Make sure you all subscribe and share with a friend. Peace and stay safe.